Beyond is Kevin. Lego. 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 Hinton. Best be on your way. He's here. Hey guys, tonight we are taking a look at what I promised last week, which is the top 10 Star Wars Lego sets of all times. We're going back and we're taking a look at some of the early sets, some of the newer sets. I'm going to take a look at how many sets of the kind were released, what the price ranges were, all the spiels as we dig into it. And so hopefully you enjoy it as we go on the adventure of the top 10 Star Wars Lego sets of all time. Here we go. Okay, first up as number 10 on the list is the Death Star. That's right, this iconic Star Wars Lego set had 3 different sets released all around the Death Star, from $270 to $500. Also from 3,000 to about 3,400, to about 4,000 pieces. And it originally launched back in 2007. Definitely an iconic set. Not as much representation. It's a much bigger build, as the piece count shows. And they haven't done a big UCS or collector set for it. So, but it's definitely one of those iconic ones. I don't know. I just felt like I had to add it on there. And so it took the number 10 spot. The number 9 spot is the Imperial Star Destroyer. This one was originally released back in 2007. It had 4 sets. There are 4 unique Imperial Star Destroyer sets from $100 to $700 and from 1,300 to about 5,000 pieces. Now, this set this particular Imperial Star Destroyer did get a UCS collector set, so that's what that big expensive end is, and it is just the classic Star Destroyer. We're talking starting opening credits, it's flying by, and it is incredible. Like, I've seen builds of the set, and especially the collector one. I mean, it's a massive scale. We're talking huge Lego set build, and just one that I thought deserves the number 9 spot. Okay, this next set, the number 8, had a lot more representation. It is the TIE Fighter, and there were 14 different sets, including a TIE Fighter. Now, not all were the traditional Lord Vader or Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, but they had a whole bunch of other ones from the new, different seasons, from the prequels, the sequels, everything. And this set, it was from $50 to $200, from 150 to 1,700 pieces. It got another kind of collector release. But this set goes back all the way to 2001. It's definitely a classic. I remember growing up wanting the TIE Fighter. I didn't have it. I had some of the other sets down on this list. But it's definitely one of those iconic ones. Really fun, and deserving of the number 8 spot. Okay, the number 7 on the list is one that I do have in my personal collection, and that is the Slave One, which was recently renamed to Boba Fett's Starship, just to, I think, be more aware and nice in the naming conventions. Either way, there were 7 of these sets that have been released. The price range is from $20 to $200, and from 160 pieces to 2,000. It's definitely a well-recognized set, especially with the advent of the Mandalorian. And it is just one of those kind of very classic Star Wars Lego sets. One that I felt, due to its representation, my own personal bias, I guess, for having it in my collection, thought that it deserved the number 7 slot. Okay, before we go on to the number 6, hopefully you guys like it. These are my personal ratings, so just keep that in mind. You might have something completely different. If I missed one of your favorite sets, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys enjoy from the Star Wars franchise, what you think should be the number 1, number 2 slot, and yeah, just feel free to leave that down below. But now on to the number 6. The number 6 is actually a very big fan favorite from what I gather in the LEGO community, and that is the Republic Gunship. There are only 2 sets of this, but the price range is $90 to $120. There's 700 to 1200 pieces, and there were rumors that it might have gotten a UCS collector series released this year. There was some big drama, or I think sadness, about that not getting announced at LegoCon this year, but nonetheless, it's a very iconic Lego set that a lot of people love. It's just classic kind of prequel, episode 1, 2, 3 Lego sets, and so it deserved the number 6 spot. Coming in at number 5 is the Mos Eisley Cantina. This set is one that the bigger set that they recently released is one that I've got my eye on, but it has 4 sets to it. This is kind of the Tatooine type scene of that's traditional for some of the early Star Wars films. And it has the sets range from 30 to 400 and from 700 to 1200 pieces. The earliest set was released back in 2004, and it's just a set that has a wide variety of minifigures and characters, and especially the most recent set. It has a large number of just cool additions in terms of characters and people and even animals that you haven't seen before. So it deserves the number 5 slot. Coming in at number 4 is the famous X-Wing. Like the TIE Fighter, this had 14 different sets, and when I say sets, I should clarify, I'm talking about reasonably sized box sets, not mini builds. And the X-Wing had 14 box-sized Lego sets. The price range was anywhere from 20 to 200, and a huge variety in piece counts. It originally, this is one of the early sets back in 1999, and this also has a collector edition. It's definitely a very iconic starship in the Star Wars franchise, and that earned it the number 4 spot on my top 10. Coming in at number 3 is something a little different, just because it's not like the rest, but this is the battle packs. For those that don't know, throughout the history of Lego Star Wars, they have released what are called battle packs. These are sets that are like $10 to $15, typically come with like 4 or 5 minifigures. There's not much besides the minifigures, but for those that have watched the movies, there are infinite number of stormtroopers and these droids or whatever it is. And these battle packs are essentially the way for Lego collectors to get a large number of these minifigures. And so these battle packs, and I should be showing a bunch of them on the screen, but these battle packs just provided a lot of minifigures for you to use in your armies or collections or whatever it is. And so I thought, because of the cheap price, the awesome versatility, and just that kind of minifig collector aspect, that it deserved the number 3 spot on my top 10. Okay, now for the honorable mentions before we get to the top 2. Remember to subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all of the videos that I'm releasing. Hopefully you're enjoying this one. Leave a like if you are. And now for the honorable mentions. One of the honorable mentions is the AT-AT. This has 5 sets from $100 to $150 and from 1,000 to 1,200 pieces. This is another kind of iconic Lego set, and one that's gotten several different iterations, and it is just an awesome one. However, personally, I enjoy some of the other ones, and so it just barely missed the cut. The next honorable mention is the AT-ST, the little cousin, you could say, of the AT-AT. This one had 6 different sets from $10 to $80 and 100 to 1,000 pieces. It's gotten some recent iterations with the Mandalorian, but it is a kind of another traditional early release Lego set that just narrowly missed my top 10. And the other one that I would be remiss to say, which is also part of my collection, is the Land Speeder. There are 6 different Land Speeders, most of which are Luke's. There are some other Land Speeders in the collection, But these range from $60 to $40 and from 50 to 230 pieces. Just a very simple, traditional Lego Star Wars set. And again, just barely missed the cut for my top 10. And with the honorable mentions out of the way, it is time to get into the top 2 of my top 10 Star Wars Lego sets. Okay, in the number 2 spot, this is a personal favorite of mine, and it is the Ewok Village. This one Lego set was released back in 2013. It cost $200 and had 1,900 pieces. This set was ripe with Lego minifigures, Ewoks in particular, and it's like a treehouse village, which I think is amazing. It is one of my top Lego sets to add to my own collection, and it is definitely packed with play features and just fun kind of collector aspect of it. I always loved the Ewoks growing up, and so having a whole village of them and all the different kind of forest area that they grew up just seemed awesome to me. And so it earned the number 2 spot. Some of you might have already guessed it, but my number 1 pick for the best Star Wars Lego sets is the Millennium Falcon. That's right. Who can exclude the Millennium Falcon, the most iconic spaceship from the Star Wars series in general? It has had 9 different sets or iterations, ranging from $100 to $800, from 600 to 750 pieces. This set has one of the biggest UCS collector Lego sets out there. It is massive, and besides just the fun play features that having this massive spaceship include, it is just iconic. It helps embody a lot of what is the Star Wars franchise, and it earned, without a doubt, the number 1 spot here on my top 10. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It was fun to reminisce, to take a look at all the different sets that they have. I love the Star Wars franchise. I love the Star Wars Legos. I hope to be rebuilding a bunch of mine here pretty soon once I get the final missing pieces. I'm still saving up, but I was able to order some of the minifigures that were on a good deal, and so I'm slowly getting the collection back, but I'm really excited. I love sharing this stuff with you. Hopefully you liked it. Like I said, comment below if you didn't, and as always, I'll see you next week.